These 10 cars are outselling, outperforming, and outsmarting the competition fast. They're bold, they're game-changing, and they're quietly taking over the streets of 2025 and 2026. These 10 cars are setting the tone for the future, blending tech, performance, and unmatched appeal. If you're even thinking about your next car, this list isn't just helpful, it's essential. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button for smart, up-to-date car insights without the fluff. If you're serious about staying ahead in the auto world, you're in the right place. Welcome to a world where 1,800 horsepower meets handcrafted elegance. This is the Bugatti Tourbillon. For the first time in over 2 decades, Bugatti says goodbye to its iconic quad-turbo W16 and welcomes an all-new naturally aspirated V16 engine developed by Cosworth, paired with 3 electric motors to create a mind-bending total of 1,800 horsepower. But this isn't your typical plug-in hybrid. It's a masterpiece where electrification doesn't dilute the thrill, it enhances it. Therefore, the Tourbillon isn't just fast, it's ferocious and futuristic. If the specs don't grab your attention, the interior surely will. At its center lies an analog gauge cluster crafted like fine jewelry and a steering wheel that rotates around a fixed hub, reminding us that old-world craftsmanship and cutting-edge tech can coexist beautifully. But exclusivity is part of the formula too. Only 250 units will be built, and with a starting price north of $4.1 million, it's reserved for a rarefied elite. Therefore, if you even dream of owning one, you'd better register your interest now. The Bugatti Tourbillon isn't just a car, it's a statement of what's possible when imagination meets unlimited engineering and money is no object. Meet the quiet champion of America's SUV market. The Toyota RAV4 remains one of the most trusted names in everyday versatility. If you're looking for a balance between fuel economy, practicality, and reliability, the RAV4 stands strong with gasoline, hybrid, and plug-in hybrid options that cater to nearly every lifestyle. Power in the standard gas model comes from a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine producing 203 horsepower, but those who crave more efficiency can opt for the hybrid version with a combined output of 219 horsepower. Therefore, performance meets economy without compromise. The plug-in hybrid RAV4 Prime offers a more dynamic experience with up to 302 horsepower and an estimated 42 miles of electric-only range. But even then, it maintains the comfort and utility that RAV4 buyers expect. Therefore, it suits both the eco-conscious driver and the weekend explorer. Built on Toyota's TNGA platform, the 5th generation RAV4 combines rugged styling with solid road manners. But it's not just about looks. It features Toyota Safety Sense, AWD options, and an upgraded multimedia system powered by the Arene platform. Therefore, drivers get cutting-edge tech wrapped in a package that's built to last. If you want a compact SUV that quietly excels in nearly every category, the RAV4 isn't just a smart choice, it's a proven one, moving toward a car that perfectly balances elegance, performance, and everyday luxury. The Mercedes-Benz C-Class. The C-Class is Mercedes-Benz's compact executive model, blending timeless design with advanced engineering. It offers a more agile footprint than the E-Class, but maintains the elegance, craftsmanship, and prestige Mercedes is known for. Therefore, it's the perfect gateway into the Mercedes experience for luxury-conscious drivers. Inside, the C-Class is pure refinement. From premium materials to its intuitive digital cockpit, the cabin is built for comfort and connectivity. The ride is composed and quiet, but it still feels responsive when you need it to. Therefore, it delivers a balance of serenity and control that few in its class can match. Let's talk design and flexibility. Available as a sedan, coupe, or cabriolet, the C-Class adapts to both personal style and practicality. It's visually elegant across the range, but remains unmistakably sporty in its stance. Therefore, whether parked or in motion, it makes a statement. And under the hood, it gets even more interesting. Depending on the model, the C-Class offers between 167 and 503 horsepower, from mild hybrid 1.5-liter turbo engines in the C180 to a twin-turbo V8 in the C63 AMG. But power is delivered with grace, not just speed. Therefore, you get thrilling performance without sacrificing comfort. Moving to the next big contender in the EV luxury world, meet the 2026 Volvo ES90. 2026 Volvo ES90 is the brand's boldest step into electric luxury yet. An all-electric version of the iconic S90 sedan built on the same platform as the new EX90 SUV. If you're expecting just a battery swap and a badge, think again. But this isn't about flash, it's about function, elegance, and smart performance. Therefore, the ES90 is shaping up to be a silent disruptor in a noisy segment. If you're someone who values power with poise, the ES90 won't disappoint. It's expected to offer a 111.0 kilowatt-hour battery with single and dual motor options, delivering up to 402 horsepower. But it's not about brute force, it's about smooth, responsive driving. Therefore, it's perfect for those who want power without drama. If range anxiety is your concern, Volvo has you covered. The ES90 aims for 300 miles of range, just like the EX90 SUV. But beyond range, Volvo brings its unmatched legacy in safety and clean design. Therefore, it's not just a long drive, it's a comfortable and secure one. If you're wondering about price, the ES90 is expected to start around $70,000, with production based in China. But don't confuse cost efficiency with compromise. Therefore, this electric flagship could be one of the smartest luxury EV buys of 2026, moving toward a car that feels more myth than machine. We're talking about the 2026 Tesla Roadster. If you've been following Tesla's promises, you know the Roadster has become a legend in its own right. Not because it's on the road, but because it still isn't. Production is now set to begin for the 2026 model year, but the timeline has already shifted multiple times. Therefore, while the hype remains sky high, the reality still sits just over the horizon. If it does arrive, the specs are nothing short of astonishing. Tesla claims a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of just 1.9 seconds, with a top speed of 250 miles per hour. But breaking records isn't new for Tesla, it's delivering them that's proven difficult. Therefore, expectations are mixed with cautious skepticism. If you're lucky enough to afford one, the price is expected to fall between $200,000 and $250,000. The Roadster may feature all-wheel drive and possibly up to 4 electric motors, but despite the numbers, many remain unsure if it will truly materialize in this form. Therefore, while the car could become a game changer, it still lives mostly in the future. The Tesla Roadster might one day be the car that rewrites performance standards, but until it hits the streets, it remains more of a promise than a product. Therefore, admire the dream, but maybe don't bet your deposit just yet. Before we dive into pure luxury on wheels, let's shift gears into something truly extraordinary. Coming 2026 Genesis X Convertible, a vision that began as a concept at the 2022 Los Angeles Auto Show and is now headed to reality. If elegance had a shape, it would be this car, draped in Genesis' athletic elegance design. This all-electric convertible stuns with a sleek silhouette, long hood, and dramatic rear proportions. And therefore, it's not just a showpiece, it's a future icon in the making. Now, if Genesis stays true to the powertrain layout of its X Trilogy concepts, we can expect a dual motor setup producing over 500 horsepower, delivering AWD capabilities and brisk acceleration, likely around 3.5 to 4 seconds from 0 to 60 miles per hour. But here's where it gets even more exciting. Early projections suggest a range of up to 300 miles thanks to a high-capacity battery, making it not just fast, but also practical for long, luxurious drives. But that's not all. The cabin is a masterstroke of sophistication. The cockpit wraps around the driver with a flowing dashboard and immersive infotainment interface. And yes, the retractable hardtop with a transparent moonroof. It's like driving under the stars, day or night. Although pricing hasn't been confirmed, industry insiders expect it to start around $150,000, placing it right in the arena with Bentley and Porsche convertibles. But if Genesis delivers on this vision, it could change the game entirely. And that, my friends, is a future worth watching. Moving toward a car that dares to electrify the thrill of open-air performance, the 2026 Porsche Boxster EV is set to redefine what an electric sports car can be. If Porsche stays on track, the fully electric 718 Boxster will arrive in 2025 as a 2026 model year vehicle, using a brand new EV platform engineered to mimic the weight distribution of the beloved mid-engine layout, but now with instant torque and zero emissions. Therefore, drivers can expect the same balanced feel with a modern electric punch. The car is expected to deliver around 250 miles of range from an 80 kilowatt-hour battery, which may sound modest, but Porsche is prioritizing weight and agility over oversized battery packs. Therefore, the focus remains on performance purity rather than raw distance. While we won't see the Mission R concept's 1,073 horsepower, sources suggest output will likely start around 400 horsepower, but higher trims could reach close to 500 horsepower, potentially offering dual motor configurations and all-wheel drive. Therefore, the EV Boxster should be quick. 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 4 seconds is realistic. Spy shots show active shutters, a wider stance, and possibly an adaptive rear wing, but Porsche is keeping final specs tightly under wraps. Therefore, while much is still speculation, one thing is certain: the electric Boxster will offer classic Porsche dynamics in a futuristic package, and if it drives like it looks, it could be the benchmark for every EV roadster to follow, moving toward a machine that sounds like pure fantasy but may soon be a thrilling reality. The 2026 Ford Mustang Raptor is Ford's boldest performance move yet. If you thought the Raptor nameplate was limited to trucks and SUVs, think again, as Ford prepares to blend its off-road engineering with iconic pony car DNA. The Mustang Raptor is expected to pack a naturally aspirated 5.2-liter V8 engine producing around 700 horsepower, but unlike the GT models, it won't offer a manual transmission. Therefore, purists may flinch, but performance seekers will find no shortage of raw power. If launched as speculated, the Raptor variant could introduce Fox Live valve dampers, electronic differentials, and all-terrain tires. But instead of the track, this Mustang is built to conquer rugged terrain and sandy trails. Therefore, it's not just a muscle car, it's an off-road monster. Inspired by exotic off-roaders like the Porsche 911 Dakar, the Mustang Raptor shows Ford is watching where adventure and performance collide. Expected pricing is around $90,000, which may sound steep, but given its power and rarity, it will likely find instant appeal among collectors and thrill seekers alike. Therefore, if Ford delivers what it's hinting at, the Mustang Raptor could be one of the most outrageous and desirable performance cars of the decade. Wild, loud, and ready for dirt. Moving toward a grand tourer that blends aristocratic elegance with modern electric muscle, the 2025 Bentley Continental is nothing short of magnificent. While Bentley calls it a fourth-generation model, it's more accurately a heavily reworked version of the third-gen coupe and convertible introduced in 2020, but nearly every element has been sharpened, updated, or electrified. Therefore, it feels thoroughly new while still honoring its rich heritage. The big news under the hood is the retirement of the W12 engine, replaced by a plug-in hybrid V8 that now delivers a jaw-dropping 771 horsepower and 738 pound-feet of torque, offering an electrified burst of performance that propels the car from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just over 3 seconds. But brute power alone isn't what defines this Bentley. The hybrid system also allows for an estimated 40 miles of electric-only range, making short trips emission-free. Therefore, it balances sustainability with speed like few others can. Inside, the cabin remains a showcase of craftsmanship with flawless materials, refined ergonomics, and virtually endless customization options. But while the leather, wood, and metal finishes are handcrafted to perfection, Bentley hasn't overlooked tech either. Every detail is seamlessly integrated. Therefore, if you're seeking a car that offers grand touring capability, electric sophistication, and unmistakable luxury, the 2025 Continental may be Bentley's most complete expression yet. Moving toward a future Ferrari once resisted, the upcoming Ferrari EV SUV marks a bold new chapter for the legendary Italian marque. While Ferrari will continue offering its beloved V12 engines for as long as regulations allow, it has now committed to electrification in a dramatic way. But instead of beginning with a hypercar, it's starting with a sleek, low-slung SUV capable of seating at least 4. Therefore, Ferrari is aiming not just to impress purists, but to attract a new kind of luxury performance buyer. Expected to debut on October 9th, 2025, this all-electric SUV will feature an in-house developed high-voltage battery and electric motors, a move that reinforces Ferrari's dedication to maintaining its engineering legacy even in a new powertrain era. But while official specs are still under wraps, early reports suggest a starting price of over $500,000 and performance figures that may rival the likes of the Lotus Electra or Tesla Model X Plaid. Therefore, it's likely to offer well over 1,000 horsepower with instant torque and all-wheel drive, delivering Ferrari's signature speed and silence. If Ferrari can truly blend everyday usability with world-class performance, this electric SUV may redefine what it means to drive a prancing horse. But for now, it's a promise that has every corner of the industry watching and waiting. Therefore, when the veil lifts this October, Ferrari's vision for the future will finally be revealed, and it might just be breathtaking. Are we witnessing the rise of the smartest, boldest cars ever made, or the beginning of the end for old school driving as we know it? To wrap it up, one thing is clear: the automotive world is entering a bold new era. These 10 cars aren't just turning heads, they're setting the tone for performance, design, and innovation in 2025 and 2026. From electrifying speed to cutting-edge luxury, every model on this list signals a shift in what drivers will expect from the road ahead. And therefore, whether you're a car enthusiast, a future buyer, or just someone who loves where technology is headed, this is the moment to pay attention, because the takeover has already begun. If these are the cars of 2025 and 2026, just imagine what's next. Hit that like button, subscribe, and stick around, because the future of driving is only getting wilder from here.